Welcome back to Control, episode 37. A little bit of a spoilery recap for you to let you know where we are in the plot. We were looking for our brother, so we asked someone about it, and they said to go ask a lady who maybe might know where our brother is. We asked her, and she said, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you unless you get us some rocks. So we went and we got her some rocks, and then she told us that he was up here in containment. So we went to containment, and we said, where's our brother? And they said, first you got to watch TV for a while. So we did that. And then we found where our brother was supposed to be, but he'd gotten so tired of waiting for us that he went back to where we started. So we went and we talked to him for about 5 seconds, and he gave us a little piece of plastic with a 6 on it and said, go to the Prime Candidate program because I'm sure there's something interesting there. I'm not going to tell you what, or make you excited about it, or anything. So, at this point in the game, if you're playing through it properly, this is probably the least interested you could possibly be. But in terms of architecture, it's a great place to go. So I am ecstatic. We can go and talk about some really, really nice architecture. I've already fought a lot of dudes, if you're wondering why this place is already torn up. There's a security zone here, which is notable mostly because it's not structured like the other security zones. It's a surprisingly low security area in comparison to others. This is a one-way door. I've already un-one-wayed it, but you're forced to go through here when you first come through. Now, you might be wondering why they put this big, long black corridor here for no reason, and then immediately let you bypass it from then on. Well, the reason is because this is a cutscene corridor. As you walk through, Director Trench pops into existence and says, Director. Future. P6. P7. And after you're done with that amazing, exciting news, you come through here and you have a really annoying fight. Now, the reason it's annoying is because this atrium has a lot of places where bad guys can take cover, so it's easy for them to sneak up on you and kill you. It's annoying in the best sense of the term. It's not one of those ones where there's things that are going wrong just because they want to make you be annoyed. It's just one where you have to be careful and it's fun. But this is the main atrium of this area, and as you can see, it's an atrium with a twist. I'm so clever. No, it's got a really cool feature back here. This is a fun way to do things, and is this loot? No. It's a fun way to do things, and it is a wonderful little thing to tell you, yeah, there's something really screwy going on. And I think it's great. This Dutch angle camera feel really works out for us in a game like this. In this case, the Dutch angle is, in fact, entirely the building's fault. The camera is still flat as a board. It is the building that has gone Dutch, and I think that's great. If you're curious about how to use a Dutch angle camera, I recommend that you watch Battlefield Earth and do the exact opposite. It is a very powerful technique if it's in the right hands. If you're wondering what sort of situations a Dutch angle camera might work in, it works really well when the horizon is tilted, but if the horizon is not tilted, it doesn't work. So here you can see we've kind of got this Dutch angle segment, but because it's right up against a normal flat horizon, we can just feel that the ground here is curved instead of getting that psychological that you would normally get out of a Dutch angle camera. Plenty of games have used Dutch angle cameras. I think one of my favorites is I've just forgotten the name. The one where you go up against Cthulhu. Nightmare or something like that. I can't remember the name. I'm sure that it'll be in the comments if you look down below. It's one of those ones where you have a sanity meter, and as it drops, the camera starts to do silly things. Dutch angle cameras are real popular in that as you lose sanity points, the camera just gets more and more Dutch. And it works surprisingly well. Underneath, we've got the exact same setup, but there is nothing down here. Not even loot. It's kind of strange that they sort of left this place so empty, but it is visually quite striking, and I really do enjoy it. This is a records room of a sort, but it's strange. It doesn't really make sense as far as record rooms layouts go, but I guess if you're in a video game, this is what you're gonna get. When I said there were a lot of places to take cover in, I'm specifically talking about these guys here. These folks have a huge amount of mass, and it's very easy for bad guys to just hide behind them. If this room didn't have these structures, then the bad guys would only be able to hide behind the pillars, and the pillars are just not very wide. You can actually see the halo of those people around the pillars, but you can't see the halo around these things, and that's why it's a little bit of a challenge to fight in this room. This is technically a 2-story atrium, but they are 2 hella tall stories, and the game definitely knows that because the atrium next door uses this half-story rise to compress down into some more reasonable heights. This atrium uses an unusual combination of glass and opaque dividers for their cubicles. It's a little bit strange, a little bit interesting. I don't know why they did that. I guess it's kind of halfway between the making the room look open with the glass cubicle dividers and making it look closed with the opaque ones. Just a fun little thing to see. If we go up to the top of the room here, yep, here we are. This is where we're supposed to be interested in going. It's got some doors here. This is the exit back out to where we came. Normally locked, but I have politely unlocked it. Here's cold cases. Sounds like I got a message. I think I'll just ignore that for a while. Here's P6, which is our brother. And here's P7, which is, I wonder who. We haven't been told. And here's an exit that's one way, but unfortunately we haven't triggered it yet, so we can't go through there yet. Let's just take a look at cold cases while we're here. And actually, let me just take a brief second to move this so I can see the amount of time I've spent. There we are. It snuck off the bottom of the screen, and I couldn't see how long I'd been recording for. So here's closed cases, not cold cases, my bad. And you can see that we've got just a generic office. Let's just grab some loot and see what happens as we move through. You can see that they are using the full height opaque dividers, which really makes this room feel closed and claustrophobic. But for our reward, we get this scary clown, which is, of course, everybody's favorite. Let's to see. Bash hold kids. Whew. Exciting room. Here's P6. This is where
things had gone differently in ordinary for us.
This is something to do with our brother.
Wishing won't change
but
things.
we don't know what, because it's
Finding
obviously
the
not where they
projector
contained
will.
him. Looks like it might be a briefing room for people to learn about P6.
Ordinary. There's so much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. Like the boy, Dylan Faden, prime candidate 6, and the sister as well. Once we catch up with her, but the boy, so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here, and I don't want to invoke his name, but it's completely different circumstances here.
So what we're getting at is they're trying to get us excited for finding out more about our hometown of Ordinary and what happened there. Unfortunately, we already know about our hometown of Ordinary and what happened there because we spilled the beans like 20 chapters ago, 20 episodes ago, when we talked to Pope, and we said, yeah, this is what happened in Ordinary. And she said, oh yeah, I heard about that. Great. Good way to spend that exposition. Good way to waste that mystery.
What Dylan wanted me to see. It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
So, as you might have expected, we are P7. And in one of the least surprising twists ever, they really did want us to be the director. Golly, I wonder what happened. How could we possibly have ended up as the director?
Paranoid. I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
And ooh, look, a door. So this is an interesting situation because
there all the time.
oh, this is just her therapists. Her therapists were working for the government. This is an interesting situation because we have to go through this door, But this door is not what I would consider a major door. This whole area is threading needles. We're going into a side office, and then we're going into a back room behind a side office. And the only reason it works is because of the way the level is built to funnel us here. There's not a whole lot of side action going on. We can't get distracted because there's nowhere else to go. And even though this area is super, super locked down, we are going to have to eventually walk this way and see that giant green light and this glow coming out from underneath. The lighting here doesn't have to be super, super bright because it's going to be just about the only thing on the screen, right up close and personal. Unlike some of the other situations where the door would be across the way and far, far away in a different area. And from here we just enter into a security room, which we can unlock. And that'll take us forward into some new place, some new land, probably full of people to shoot. That's where we came. This is where we came from, back here. This is where we're going. The turntable.
They studied what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
Is it? Well, it might be, but it's going to be the place we start looking next episode because it's already been 10 minutes. Woohoo! Have a good one, everybody.